I did. Okay. Anyway, friends, enemies, and those who are undecided, welcome back to this Jack. I look blue. Do I gotta step up more? Yeah, it looks better. I should probably stop wearing black shirts as much or have a background that's not black so I don't blend in as much. I don't know. We'll figure this out sometime. Yeah, no, today was supposed to be an off day. Like, I was not supposed to stream today because I'm supposed to stream on Saturdays now. One, the weather didn't let me go out and do what I wanted. But two, the actual reason, news decided it wanted me to have to stop and talk about it. Let's get into. Let's pull up my last article. I forgot to. Two parts of this story, so I got to get both of them pulled up. I do apologize that I don't have it up today or already. Where are you? Pennsylvania was the state. Yep, here it is. 3 hours ago. All right. So, sorry for the delay. So let's get the drama stuff out of the way. I actually hate talking about drama stuff. I really do. But this is one of the ones that I have to because these people, the person you're about to watch worked in a studio that was called the Home of Progressives. Okay? Keep that in mind. It was supposed to be like this super liberal place, or sorry, super progressive place. Bernie Sanders level of stuff. Okay? This was like this probably the second highest ranked person in the whole office. All right? And this is what they decided to say, and this is in regards to the other story we'll be getting into.
I know that Francesca Fiorentini is currently attacking you about this, as if
I'll explain that in a
Donald
minute.
Trump is unique.
Oh, it's actually a
He's
different
novel
story. Sorry.
compared to past presidents. Certainly a special kind of evil that we've never seen before. In her mind, these are the gulags that she was warning about.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, this has been a long-standing practice. You can be against that practice, but Donald Trump isn't doing anything new here.
Yeah, so I'm going to address it. I think that the clip that Francesca's using is misleading and totally out of context, but that's okay. But I know that...
No, it's not okay. No, it's not okay. That dishonesty is not okay.
Yeah,
but continue. Go ahead.
I hear you. I hear you. I don't mean to
But she's
that.
getting the likes that she wants, right? Otherwise, I mean, who would pay attention to anything she's doing? If she's not attacking TYT. But anyway, continue, Jane.
Yeah, all right.
I know that Francesca...
All right. So let me explain some of the details on that. Francesca Ferentini is legitimately a good content creator. She's actually a stand-up comedian. She's really good. And she has been a co-host many times on TYT. She's commonly on the Damage Report, occasionally does the main show with them, okay? She's insanely popular on there. So why would anyone listen to her unless she's attacking TYT? She only recently started bad-mouthing Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur because of their sudden pivot to siding with conservative on things. So she's wrong on that. In fact, I'm going to use my favorite phrase in this regard. She can fuck all 7 shades of off with just that statement. This is not even addressing the initial conversation because I semi-mentioned it previously. So, back it up a little bit. What are they talking about specifically? Donald Trump, Cenk Uygur has been saying that Donald Trump is not like Hitler. He will not do Gestapo. He will not do concentration camps. And he has been saying that ever since all of a sudden he wanted to work with MAGA. Because he's like, well, they're anti-establishment, except for they're supporting nothing but billionaires. Billionaires aren't establishment. But anyway, we'll worry about that some other time. And the news came out recently that Donald Trump wants to send undocumented immigrants, he's saying the criminal ones, but to him, all of them are criminals, to Guantanamo Bay. I believe there's some historical connotation to this. Let's see here. People being held as prisoners in Guantanamo Bay. I believe something bad happened there. I'm trying to remember. I might have to call 911 on this. in case y'all don't know what I'm referring to, we tortured terrorists there. We actually, not even terrorists, because a majority of them we couldn't prove that they were guilty. We just tortured them. Oh, sorry. Enhanced interrogation to them. That's what we legally called it. So, but anyway, so he wants to send the people who are undocumented immigrants there while we're waiting for them to be processed. So you're sending them to effectively a black site to be dealt with that is technically like in the limbo of whether or not it's American soil, where we already have a history of abusing people. That sounds like, and we're already talking about building camps in Texas to deal with undocumented immigrants. So that's what's going on with that. And Francesca called Cenk Uygur out on Twitter. I refuse to call it anything else. Saying, hey, this you? We gonna get a correction? And he's like, oh, you're taking me out of context. I've watched the clip. I've watched the full video. I watched the full stream. It's not out of context. You're a fucking liar. So there's that part. And credit to him in this situation, he was trying not to attack Francesca. He was saying, I disagree with the way she's phrasing it or the way she's, but whatever, more power to her. Anna is so pissed off that there is another woman in the space who does better than her. Just does better than her. She's had like 3 shows canceled on TYT. 3 that I can remember. I might be misremembering, I am brain damaged. Just canceled because she could not draw attention to it. No one liked watching her as a main host, so she always has to be a co-host. And that pisses her off. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the main show, when she is the host, has less views, no matter the topic. And that upsets her. That's the reason I think she doesn't like Francesca. And because Francesca has called her ass out for exactly what they're doing. Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about in regards to Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian randomly started doing this anti-trans pivot a while back, being what is known as a TERF. Effectively saying, I'm pro women's rights, but fuck those trans, is what she was doing. And it was sudden, because like she would be on this side, and suddenly she's moved, she would say she was, she believed in this thing, now she's against that thing. And it was just sudden. And that was like a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, I guess, where it was, if you want to look it up, it's Ana Kasparian birthing person thing. You want to know the whole context, that's the whole story behind it. The abridged version is I think it was British science document referred to people who were able to give birth as birthing person instead of saying woman. And she's like, I don't want to be defined by my uterus or not. Well, fuck off. It was a scientific document. It wasn't like a legal document saying that all people must be referred to by their ability to give birth or not. That's not what it said. And she has been pretty much on a rant ever since. And yeah. So, yeah. And then calling Francesca a liar. Oh, and relatively recently, she started a Substack, which I don't actually even know what a Substack honestly is. I think it's like a paid for blog. I don't know. I don't care. Seems to have a lot of conservatives on it, if I'm being honest with you. And she did a Why I Left the Left kind of article. Sorry. I am now, non-affiliated with any party. That sounds like every single con artist who went, why I left the left. See, I'm technically still a classic liberal. The left just left me. They went too far to the left. Look, motherfucker. The most liberal person, the most progressive person in our country in power is Bernie Sanders, who is just slightly more progressive than FDR. If you're going to call yourself a classic liberal, you're an idiot. So there's all that. That's not even talking about like all the other stuff I've said about TYT. So she did that, and now her and Cenk have been going to conservative podcasts, which I'm fine. If you want to go there, debate them, say, hey, this is why you're wrong. No, he's literally just kissed their ass the whole time. And they've done nothing but use right-wing talking points. So anyway, that's that story, and that's one of the things that pissed me off. Now, she's actually done something even worse. That's the reason why I got the two stories mixed up in my head. Let's see if I can find the other one real fast. Because I believe I commented on it, but I am not sure. Is it? Oh, actually, cool. I actually have that the video where he said it. Hang on, because I had commented on somebody else sharing it, which was incidentally Francesca. This is the video where Cenk Uygur said.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
You think we're going to get put in camps? You sound all right.
I'm probably gonna get hit for a copyright strike because that music, but I don't care. By the way, this is Francesca. She, I think her place is called Bituation Room. Yeah, right here. I love the name of that place. It's a great one. Anyway, yeah, give her a follow if you are interested in her commentary stuff. I'll probably drop a link to her Twitter page for you guys to be able to hit up. Oh, I'm not following Sam Cedar. Was. I'm gonna drop it in chat for you guys. There you go. She's a great content creator. I really do like her. She is pretty funny, and she is a touring comedian. All right. So there's that, and let's see if I can go through her stuff and find the fight she had recently, because I feel I need to do this. No. No. Actually, I think it's technically under replies. Nope, doesn't look like I'm gonna be lucky enough to find it. I wish I had saved it, but she had another fight with Anna Kasparian directly in here, and I think I technically could find it if I just looked into her replies. I'm sorry, I'm like being very unprofessional, but this is literally me. Oh wait, here we go. Hang on. Is this the video? No, it's still about the deportations. I think. Hang on. Yeah, it's the one we already talked about. Where is it? I really would like to find it because it gives you a feeling of what the fuck is going on. Oh, not to mention him being a complete asshole throughout the whole thing. I technically could probably also find it just by going, oh no, she tweets a lot. I'm done looking. I tried. I'm a horrible content creator. I can't give you the information that I wanted to. Forgive me. I will commit seppuku later. Alright, let's go on to the next story. Some of y'all been paying attention. Some of y'all watch the news. And you heard about a plane crash into a Black Hawk helicopter. Accidents happen. These things happen. There's a lot of questions about like the procedures surrounding the event that are up in the air that should be talked about. But you're like, wait a minute, there are people who work for the government who are supposed to stop these things, right? You're right. Except they were fired. Yeah, they were fired. Hang on. I'm trying to find the exact article that because I forgot to pull that one up too. See, I'm such a great content creator. I've got all this information for you guys. Whatever. Anyway, so the FAA, the flight administration people who organize the flights to make sure planes don't run into things, each other especially. He got fired. Well, no, sorry, he quit because Elon Musk, not even Donald Trump, Elon Musk said, you need to go. And the reason Elon Musk didn't like him was because he was being fined for unsafe practices. So not even somebody elected got this guy gone. And then there's like a bunch of other people who were left because of DEI is the reason he's given. And if that's not bad enough, that's not bad enough. If I can find the if I can find actually a video of him saying it. No, like I better not, because I can guarantee you anybody I share it with will immediately hit me for copyright strike. Oh, here we go. I'll just use the ABC News here. So, who do you think is responsible? Who do you think Donald Trump is going to say is responsible for the Black Hawk helicopter flying into the plane? Now remember, this is a man who said in his first term, no, I take no responsibility. So it's clearly not him. He's not going to blame himself. Is it Elon Musk? No. Is it his vice president's fault, J.D. Vance? No, it's not his. Let's see here. Who else could it be? If you've been paying any attention to anybody he blames, it's DEI. Yep. Because of diversity being in the workplace, that's why the plane crashed into the helicopter. Yep. Because there was diversity. That's why. Yep. That makes perfect sense. Except it doesn't. Now, here's the thing. You're wondering, like, well, maybe they're trying to use this to pin it on, like, one of the pilot, hey Reaper, or hey Dragon. I don't know why I said Reaper again. They're trying to blame it on, like, maybe one of the pilots was, some minority. No, white guy. Maybe the people in the tower during the from the FAA were, no, all white people, no minority. So literally DEI had nothing to do any part of this crash whatsoever. But he immediately, he says he's not going to go to the crash site, pay respects or anything like that. He's instead going, hey, you know what? It's DEI's fault. I'll probably go talk to the families and then brag about my election numbers or something like that, because he does that all the time. Like, no matter what he's talking about, he'll divert to that or something along the lines that he has to brag about. But anyway, tragedy. 20 some odd people died. I can't remember the exact number. Died. And he's like, man, there's diversity in the workplace. That's why these people died. That's our president. Our president. I hate it. He is. Hang on. You think that was enough? You think that's enough? You think I'm done? Next day. Now, mind you, this may just be an accident. Plane with 6 aboard crashes in Philadelphia, setting homes ablaze and unleashing a fireball. Now, this may be just an accident, because it is a small plane. Small planes are prone to accidents. But there was a small plane trying to land on a place that has business jets and charter flights. That confusion alone makes me say it's the FAA. I have no evidence. Just my theory. My small brain theory. The DEI's fault again? Is it because we have diversity in the workforce that's at fault for this plane crash too? So, here's the thing. To me, from what I've seen, what DEI actually is, it's the Trump administration itself. So let's put it this way. The previous defense secretary, I think it was, had a wall of achievements. All military oriented. Did amazing stuff. Pete Hegseth was in the military. That's it. He didn't do anything special. Yeah, that sums it up. Let's see if I can find the actual, Let's see here. Trying to see if I can find. Let's see here. I don't think I'm going to find it. Right now, it's just saying Tammy Duckworth who is a veteran, lost her leg. I'll be there in a bit. I just wanted to get this out because I'm not supposed to be streaming today at all. Even started the stream bitching that I'm supposed to not be streaming today. Yeah, okay, the guy's got no real, he was in the military, but he really didn't do anything special. And yet, so you have this, he's a white guy, and he was in the military. Versus, the previous guy was a black guy who had a laundry list of achievements to get to the position. That's not me joking. That's the way it is. It seems like the only way to get into power with him is, did you give me money? Did you kiss my ass enough? No. And funny enough, apparently, hang on. I don't know if this is true. Let me double check it. Where is it? I've seen reports that, and I think it's talking about in STEM, but there's reports coming out that a lot of women have already been fired. I'm not even talking about like minority women, white women. The women who voted for him are losing their jobs because companies now go, oh, we don't need a minority anymore. We don't need to worry about any of that stuff. Welcome to America. All right. I'm sorry I had to rant. There's just a lot going on in the news that I had to rant about. And I was already in a bad mood today anyway. I had a lot of drama go on in my life. And then, like, the stuff going on in the news. Yeah. Yeah. The oligarchy is here. And it's always been here, but it's here. It's taken over. They've talked about what's late-stage capitalism, the inevitability that it falls into fascism. Because late-stage capitalism, capitalism is designed, ultimately, for money to flow upwards. It just takes time. And after Ronald Reagan, it just got faster and faster. And as the money moves upwards, it starts having to pull further and further from the bottom to keep moving. So think of it as a person, and they start erasing from the ground up. Eventually the money concentrates, and the power concentrates further and further and further to this one point. That's fascism. That's what capitalism is set to do. We're in late stage capitalism. The tipping point is, and we're already on it, like, you know it once I say it. The tipping point is when people no longer have the money to live. Because businesses start going out of business. Because they're required to function is to sell things. If people cannot buy the things being sold, then they don't. Then they go out of business. So the next tier up of people stop having money, and so on and so forth. And then it comes down to how are people going to respond. Mass protests. You can read anything else you want into that. I don't encourage violence. I'm going to start that right now before you think I'm even implying that. And we're already seeing hints of it, though. We're already seeing hints of it. The Luigi incident as being probably the best example of people just being done. Apparently, the defense has come out and said they don't think they're going to be able to. The prosecutors are admitting they might have trouble prosecuting him because they are having a hard time finding a jury that is unbiased because they're supporting him. He went to jail, and they're like, we're going to put him in Gen Pop. Yeah, he'll get his ass kicked. He got a free haircut. Everyone in jail liked it. What do you mean the common people don't like billionaires? Everybody likes me. No. We're seeing hints of it that way. And as a kicker to it, one of the biggest industries going up right now is personal security. I'm not joking. There was a sudden spike of millionaires and billionaires having to hire as much private security as they could out of fear of more Luigis. That's the state of what's going on right now. There's a lot more I could talk about. I do have my Coffee Over Politics channel. I don't rant like this on there. It's more fact-based. It's about policies that are actually out or on their way. So you can take a look over there. It's Coffee Over Politics. If you're more interested in me when I rant about gaming stuff, Coffee Over Gaming. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button here. You'll know the next time I go live, which I'm streaming tomorrow. It won't probably be a rant-filled one. But knowing my history, it probably will. I don't know what game I'm going to play tomorrow. Might be Baldur's Gate. Might be Warframe. Comes down to how I feel. Now, I've all the ranting I did. I do want to finish with this. I do want to. I still have faith. I have faith in the future. I am not a doom and gloom person. I can look at these issues going on and still say there is a future. It can be fixed. Fallout 3 had a very interesting line in it. You go to the nuke town at the beginning, there's a woman in there who's basically like an engineer. She said, when a mirror breaks, you're wasting your time trying to put the mirror back together. But if you recognize the broken pieces as their own thing, you're able to make another beautiful piece of art out of it. What I'm saying is, this is going to be a time for transformation that we should have had already. Back in 2008, I'm going to reveal how old I am, when I was hitting the job market, there was an economy crash based on the housing market. And Obama basically pulled us out of an economic recession, almost depression, because of it. But what he did was, they propped up the banks and basically made sure money could keep going to the wealthy. That's what they did. They bought up all the toxic assets that were tanking the loan industry, and just did that. And then gave money hand over fist to rich people. Keep their business going. Instead of giving money directly to the people, like they should have, and arresting the people who were committing fraud on Wall Street, they gave them money and wagged their fingers at us. We did get one stimulus check, I will admit that. That would have been the first time we would have had a real chance at fixing a lot of what's wrong with our economy. But no, we decided to keep going with trickle-down economics. The idea that if you keep giving money to the rich, it'll eventually trickle down to everybody else. That's not money coming down from them, it's piss. And then we had another near crash near the end of Trump's first term. The Tangerine Tyrant almost had us another economic crash combined with his own inadequacies and COVID, and Biden didn't do anything. Didn't even try. Like, he did a couple things here and there. Like, he did support some unions, he did some good labor stuff, and but no, he didn't. He didn't fight for raising the minimum wage. He did do some good things, like he capped drug prices, which Trump has already repealed. So I think its insulin just went up like over 1,000%. This is do or die moment, effectively, and I have faith where we're going to get a real chance to look at what's going on with our economy, with the way our government is structured right now, with the corruption that's in it, and be able to remove it. Because the cancerous growth that is money in politics, the cancerous growth that is the corruption that's baked into the system, needs to go away. Otherwise, the patient dies. And it's just going to come down to what everybody does. I do think one of the most powerful tools we have is protest. Not violence, protest. One of the most powerful ways we could do it is if you had 5% of the population use a bank. Everybody withdrawed $10 all at once. Noon Eastern Standard Time, everybody goes to the bank, goes to the closest Chase ATM, draw $10. That would put the bank in a trouble. It would put it in a panic mode. Next day, Bank of America. Every time, just pull out that money all at once. Because they have to hand you the $10, but they don't have it in reserve because they don't have to. It's just numbers on it's just a number on a computer for them. Another form of general strike that's done, France likes to do this, is, and this one's much easier. You get 10% of the population, 20% of the population, a large part of the population. Don't go shopping for a day. Don't go to the store. Don't buy anything at all. That's another form of general strike that's done. and that will hurt mom and pop shops. But it makes a very clear message to both the government and those businesses we're not playing. Because all of a sudden, there's a whole day where the government got no sales tax at all. Well, which is usually state oriented, but that's another conversation. Just suddenly, no transactions being done for a day, or a large chunk of it gone. France likes to do those protests. And notice they have good health care and good worker protections. All right. I know I've ranted longer than I wanted to. I'm really sorry about that. I do hope you guys enjoy when I have these kind of heart-to-heart moments where I'm talking about what's going on, because I do have faith. I do have a future. I have to believe that. On the next one.